This is Leech Lake. This is my buddy Billy the Bass. And this is Andersen Brothers Outdoors. Look at this hog belly. We are on Leech Lake and you're in for a special treat. You know what my buddy Billy says right here? It says Team Rawfish. Let's rock it. We are at Chase on the Lake, Leech Lake. We're gonna go chase some billy basses and some crappies with some really big mouths. You know what time it is? It's time to be great, boys.
A storm is coming that you can't escape. Tears are falling like blood and rain. The thunder's shaking and it's gonna break. A storm is coming that you can't escape. A storm is coming, 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 a storm is coming.
That is what swims in Leech Lake. Oh, here he goes. Got him. Yep. Oh, there he goes. Look at Billy. Giant Billy. Look at that beast.
Andersen Brothers Outdoors is powered by Rawfish Creative Group. Brought to you by Clam Outdoors, Humminbird, Lund Boats, Mercury Marine, Abu Garcia, Ray Sport and Marine, Talon, Minn Kota, ABO Outfitters, and Blackfish.
So we, typical fashion, yesterday we came out here to check the spots and the fish were on fire, and then last night it dropped down like 30 degrees colder than what it was yesterday. Huge northwesterly came in, and so it blew in a bunch of cold air, and it was like 10 below zero this morning, so it's really cold. We set the shack up right away, right on the spot where I caught them yesterday, and they weren't there, so I'm just gonna have to go out and drill around and find them. They're somewhere around here. That's the fun part, though. If, you know, fishing is really, sometimes the elements can wear you down, you know, and we could sit in the shack and stay warm and everything else, but usually if you get out and move around, good things happen. I just marked the fish there, but that was a small little perch, but let's keep on moving and grooving. This might be crappie here. Oh, son, a little move. And oh, look at what we have here. Wow. That's a way to start the morning. Look at this beauty. Leech Lake bluegill. Really stinking cold out. Really stinking cold out. We set the shack up and there was no fish there. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it because yesterday I crushed them. And so today, of course, they make us move a little bit. So I get out, I move around, and what do you suppose happens? I find a nice Leech Lake bluegill. I'll show them off a little bit better here once I get them unhooked. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. All right, he's frosting up already. Brutal cold. I'm gonna let him go. See you, buddy. But that's so typical in the game of ice fishing, where, you know, where we're faced with these cold conditions, and you get so comfortable in the shack, but if it's not happening, you gotta be willing to move. So that is Leech Lake fishing, and we're fishing pretty shallow, weedy cover, just using a plastic, and hopefully that is a sign of good things to come. Out and about, moving around in the chilly north, cold conditions, but we're having fun. There's no wind today, so it's bearable, but that is the game right there. That was a nice bluegill. I'll take that one to start. Here's one. That's a big fish. That's our bass right here. He's gonna eat it. Come on. Come on, Billy. Here he comes. Oh, you got two Billy Bobs on the screen. Oh, here he comes. Got him. Yep. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. You guys are in for a treat today. Oh, baby, light line and really big fish. You just got to treat these things so nice. I'm gonna take my glove off. Oh, baby. Not many people talk about ice fishing big bass through the ice. Now, this could be a big giant crappie, it could be a pike, it could be a big walleye. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's a big, nice largemouth bass. A super fun species to catch through the ice, and typically they really like to bite small tungsten, just like a crappie would. But you got to be ultra careful with them, especially when you get right by the hole, because they like to run. And I'm using a spooler reel because they're the bluegills like I just caught, and that eliminates line twist. Look at that guy, back and forth, battling. We got out of the shack, and look, it's Billy. Billy, come here, big Billy. Oh, I got him. Look at that, Billy bass. That is my buddy right there. A fun species on Leech Lake in northern Minnesota, and something that not many people do. This one you can actually see has been caught a few times in the summertime, but look at that. Big old Billy through the ice. And actually something that I've been wanting to target and show everybody. All right, let's let her go, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're doing. Oh, look at the sun off her back. That's a beautiful fish there. So our goal today is, we're staying at one of my favorite places on the whole lake, Chase on the Lake Resort, and I've been blessed to be able to guide out a Chase for over 7 years now with our guide team, Leisure Outdoor Adventures. And you know, I spend my summer fishing Leech Lake walleyes and muskies, and we have just a tremendous guide team. But I get to come up here and do a little ice fishing, and we're lucky enough to be able to stay at Chase and drive out on the snowmobiles. And you know, like I said, our goal today is just to come out and set the hook a whole bunch of times, put a big beautiful fish like that, and talk about the multi-species opportunities that exist on Leech Lake. And you know, like I said, I just caught the nice bluegill. I just caught that big largemouth. We're catching perch back there and a pike, and it's just a multi-species mecca. But I'll show you a little bit more what I'm using as we fish throughout the day. What a battle! What an absolute battle on a really fun fishing rod. And I hope to do that again. Billy, my friend Billy the Bass, you're gonna see more of those today. Eat it. Here it comes. Got him. Oh, hang on tight. Hang on tight, Billy. Hang on tight, Billy. Hang on tight, Billy. Oh, baby. Hang on tight. It's a big one too. I think it's Mr. Big Pike. But it's not a dinky pike. I thought it was a big bass, but I think it's a big pike. Oh no. Oh, my jig. It was a pike. And actually a pretty big giant pike. And it broke my jig off. But there's not much I can do, 4-pound test line and a 10 pound pike going back and forth. So that was sweet. All right, I'm gonna go get a new jig tied on and back at it. Oh, here he is. Oh. Here you, come on, eat it this time. Got him. Mr. Pike again? Is the pike hungry today? Fishing out here on Leech Lake is much like saltwater fishing. You just don't know what you're gonna catch. This one is Billy. Not as big as that last one I caught, but I'll take them. Fun fish. Get her unhooked. Had to retie, new jig on. We'll take it, buddy. Bass are a really unique fish, and you could see that fish, it took a little while to get them to eat, and that's why I really like chasing bass through the ice, is because much like crappie fishing, what you do with that jig is the reason you catch that fish. And I guess for that matter, all species of fish through the ice, what you do with the jig is the reason you caught the fish. But bass really, a lot of times, are very lethargic. They're not moving super fast, much like a catfish actually. So I'm just using a small tungsten, and when you get them to come in on the Humminbird, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll come in, they'll just kind of hover below, and then they'll slowly rise up. And it takes a tiny little pull away move, but then just a little shimmy shake, and dunk, and then when they eat it, it's a pretty good eat. So I have a one-man shack that I truly, really thoroughly enjoy fishing out of, but filming a show, it's kind of a challenge. Look at that. Oh, wait. Son. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. I have a one-man shack that I really like fishing on, but when we have the cameras out and about, it's a hard challenge to actually give you a little taste of what we're doing. But the rod that I'm using is a professional light action, and it's the 25-incher spring bobber, and it's a really good all-around rod, especially with fishing tungsten. I like to pair my rods up with the lure presentation that I use. Well, you ran back at me there. And it's the Ice Team Professional, and the reason, like I said earlier, I'm using the spooler reel is just to eliminate line twist, and I'm in really shallow water. Oh, Billy, come here, Billy. So fun to catch. Open your mouth. Open your yapper so I can show you to the world. and it can handle these bass. Look at that, buddy. Beautiful lateral line. And like I said, if you want to come out and target a fish that is extremely fun to catch, and you just want to set the hook a bunch, this guy right here, they're fun, and they like to battle. Watch. See ya. Man, they are really pretty. Woohoo! So I was telling you earlier, what I'm using is a little drop jig tungsten, and you know, bass are known as for their super aggressive nature in the summertime and eating topwater baits and big giant jigs. And what I have found over the years is the reason I like using this tungsten is, number one, the bass like to eat it. Number two, it catches bluegills. Number three, it catches pike. Number four, it catches the big giant crappies that swim below the ice here, and it catches walleye. So this is a great multi-species presentation that really, truly catches everything. So I like catching bass, I like catching big bluegills, and I like catching the crappies that swim here. So I like pretty much anything that swims under the ice. That was a cool one. That one came in. There's three bass that came darting through, and I thought maybe that was our big crappie that we were looking for, but it was really neat on the Humminbird just to watch how that one moves. So, and when you set the hook on them, a really important factor is when you set the hook, you kind of sit there and stall out for a little bit with the tight rod and let them swim and do their thing, because you got to allow, the spooler has a drag system, but as you can see, that handle moves, so you got to just take your hand off that spool. So the bass are biting, and we're having fun out here on Leech Lake.
Ooh, here comes one. This might be another gill.
There, one ate it. Oh, I think this is another bluegill. Yep. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. This is our big bull bluegill. Look at this hog belly. Hang on, hang on. Look at that beast. That is what swims in Leech Lake. Look at that big bull head on that thing. Look at that thing. Huge bull head. I mean, look at that thing. That is a mean bluegill fighting machine right there. I don't have a tape measure, but that is a 10-incher, no doubt. Look at that beast. From catching bass to everything. Look at him. Oh, I gotta go in and do surgery. That is a beautiful gill. I gotta get in here deep. There, popped it right out. Look at this thing. Now we gotta take really good care of these guys, but I'm just gonna show them off to you one more time. Oh, they're so floppy. They like to flop so much. It fills up my whole hand. Look at this guy. Beautiful. That's a trophy bluegill right there. Trophy bluegill. All right, I'm gonna let him go. That's a special fish right there. See you, my friend. See ya later. Right down the hole you go. You know, it's those type of fish are so special, and I understand that everybody loves to eat fish, and I'm one of those persons that love to eat fish, but that fish right there, that big, beautiful bullgill, is one that that's one that you let go almost all the time, you know, unless it's one that, you know, you have a kid that wants to mount one or something like that. It's so important to our lakes now that we have so many people fishing, and that we you know, the resources truly, it's not up to anybody else but the anglers that are fishing that take responsibility to let a trophy like that go. But man, that was so cool. That is why you have a spring on your rod teamed up with a tungsten. Now, if I was fishing a spoon, I love fishing spoons for crappie fishing with that same plastic, the spiky. But But for a tungsten jig, that is the rod and reel combination that you want to have in your hands. It just really gets them to go. I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to try to get down and see if I can catch another one of those gills. But holy buckets. Leech Lake, ice fishing. And as you can see, nobody's around us. We're all by ourselves. And there's a lot of fish down here. I got another one swimming around. But just a tremendous place. Got him, another gill. Little guy. Ah, we'll take him. Really pretty one. Really, really, really pretty one. Man, they don't get any prettier than this, do they? Here, I'll try to hold him up. Look at that guy. That's a nice one. We'll take him. Boy, he was really moving on the bird. You know, like I mentioned, I get to spend a lot of time on this lake, and you know, it's pretty close to my heart to be able to, you know, spend as much time on here. You know, this game of fishing is really truly about making, you know, my mom's favorite saying, and you've heard me say this many times, is make a memory. And you know, I've made so many memories out here, you know, with my family and with guide clients and with my tournament fishing partners and quite frankly, I actually haven't filmed. I don't know if I've filmed a ice show out here, so it's pretty special for me to be able to come here and, you know, after traveling all across the ice belt. I mean, all the way from the East Coast to, you know, way up in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and Ontario and all over. Really, the fishing that presents itself here is really second to none. We have just tremendous fisheries all over. But Leech is one that's really close to my heart. So on to the next. Oop. That one just shot up and ate it. I think this is a pike. That is probably Mr. Pike. Maybe he's got a big drop jig stuck on his face. That's how a pike would bite. Just on the Humminbird. Just Leech Lake. It's a multi-species mecca. Maybe it's a muskie. There's some big muskies that swim in these waters. Maybe it's crop dog. I don't know. Maybe it's a bonefish. Maybe it's a walleye. Maybe it's Billy. Billy. Yeah, Billy. Hey, Billy. They're so fun. Have I introduced you to my friend Billy? See, buddy? He just came in and chowed it there. That's the right attitude. Ooh. Got him. I think this is a bass. Or a big crop dog. It's pretty big. Maybe I shouldn't just guess and just focus on fighting the fish. Okay. What do we got here? What do we got? What are we working with? Little shoulders on this guy. The hook sets never get old though. I mean, they just don't get old. This is Billy. Come on, Billy. Come on up. Come on up and meet my friends that are watching. They do those hard runs right at the bottom of the hole, of course. Yes. You know the really cool thing is, while I'm fighting this fish, you can go to our brand new website, ABO Outfitters, and you can buy every single piece of tackle that I'm using. You can click the links, and you can buy every single piece of tackle so you can go out, drill holes, and catch fish just like I am. Oh, Big Billy. Big Billy. Hang on here, Billy. Come here, Billy. Oh, look at Billy. Look at Billy. Giant Billy. Look at that beast. That is a beast. There are giant fish that swim in Leech Lake. And you can go right to ABO Outfitters. You can buy that drop jig and come out and set the hook on a big old largie just like that. That is a giant largie. Yes. All right, I got to get this thing unhooked. What a battle. I'm telling you, if you've never experienced catching largemouth bass through the ice, it's something that I highly recommend you giving a try. Look at this thing. Once again, that is a giant Leech Lake largemouth bass. Look at how big that yapper is. All right, I'm gonna let her go. Look at that beast. Yes. Wow. Tremendous day fishing. And we're not even halfway through the day. I'm telling you, these are the special days. Man, if I don't catch another fish from that giant bluegill that I caught to, that big old hog belly bass, I'm telling you, those bass are as fun as it gets. If you can't tell, I'm pretty excited. So, and I don't think that they get the credit they deserve. And you know, if you're interested, you're wondering, how do I go target them? The bass live, you know, either in a basin, a shallower basin adjacent to weeds, or in weeds where the bluegills are. So if you're catching bluegills and you're fishing a lake that has big bass like that, there's usually bass around. And like I said, it's just that tungsten jig with that spiky. So boom, that was a hog belly. Those are the fish that you dream of catching on film. You know, it's hard enough to catch big fish, let alone doing it with the cameras around. So that was as cool as it stinking gets. So now to top it off would be a big crappie, but it doesn't matter to me. ABO Outfitters, go there, buy your drop jig, buy your Legend 25-inch light action. Look at this thing. This thing is a beast. It can handle any fish you put at it, as long as the line doesn't break like it did on that giant pike. But ABO Outfitters, we'll make sure to take, I promise you, we will make sure that you're happy and we'll take good care of you there. ABOOutfitters.com. I'm getting back at it after I warm my hands up. 1, 2, and the hee-hee ha. Perch? Yeah, perch, I think. I don't know. Big bluegill, I think. Oh no. Ha-ha! And to add to the mix, the hodgepodge of fish on Leech Lake, a nice perch. He's a mean one. Boy, he was digging pretty good. Hold on there, tough guy, so I can show everybody what you look like. That's a good eater there, actually. If I was eating fish, that'd be one that I would take home in the bucket, but I'm not. I'm looking for a big crappie bite, but many people would like to catch that one to eat. And for some reason at sunset, the perch fishing has been, the perch have gone kind of nuts. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we got to try to find our big crappies that I was on yesterday. If not, still obviously an amazing day ice fishing. But it can be even more amazing with one 15-inch crappie. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The sunset. Leech Lake is a special place. I'll tell you that much. We've caught beautiful bluegills, giant bass, a rock bass, a nice perch, and a couple of dandy crappies. Look at that. Boy, I've caught them way bigger in this lake, but I will take that. That sun is setting, and I was just talking to the boys saying, what a tremendous day on the ice, and it's just peaceful out here. Not a better way to say good night, my friends. You're looking for a great time? Leech Lake, it better be on your bucket list. Thank you, Mr. Crappie, and thank you, Leech Lake, for a great day on the ice. Do that one. It's gonna do it. Oh, he thought about it. That's a nicer fish. Come on. That's a crop dog there. Got him. Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Sunset love. Sunset love. This is the time that we all look forward to. And it hasn't been very good. But it does not disappoint. And, oh, for a good reason. I did say goodnight to you guys earlier on that last crappie, but if they're gonna continue to bite and they're gonna be big, this big, there's no way we can't show them off. Look at that, that's a beauty. Beautiful crappie. Unbelievable. Look, right in the beak on that drop jig spiky combination. Man, I love this game. I love this game. That is a beautiful, beautiful fish. Look at that thing. Let her go? What do you say, boys?
I think so.
All right. Back down the hole she goes. I should probably actually take my glove off. I have a feeling I'm going to probably catch another one. Right down the hole she goes. See ya. Ha ha! I've tried this game before where we say goodnight, we catch another one, we say goodnight, we catch another one, we say goodnight, we catch another one. You know, like it. The thing about this lake is the fish just grow big. Maybe the next time we come up here, staying at Chase on the Lake Resort, we need to go catch a whole bunch of walleyes. Or maybe a couple big walleyes. Maybe I need to go fishing with my buddy Chuck Hassey for some bluegills on a backcountry lake. I'm not too sure, but the possibilities are truly endless. So thanks for joining us here at Andersen Brothers Outdoors. Don't forget to go to ABO Outfitters, pick up all the gear that you need, and don't forget to give us a like on Facebook or follow us on Instagram. Again, you guys all rock. Fish on, my friends. Fish on.
Andersen Brothers Outdoors is powered by Raw Fish Creative Group. Brought to you by